We advise the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch.
Hello, my name is Harry Tumbuatco. Welcome to our program. Tonight's program, our topic is going to be David against Goliath. Now, isipin natin ano si David, yung maliit na yamado, di ba? Dehado, at napakalaki ang kalaban niya. It's like picking a fight with a village bully, so to speak, which is something you don't do. But in the Philippines, there are people that will stand up to Goliath. And if we leave them to be and we don't support these little Davids all over the place, what happens is Goliath takes over and the village bully begins to reign forever. Now, this is a story that's biblical, that teaches us basically that no one is infallible. Everybody is vulnerable because nobody can be a know-it-all. And yet in our politics, it seems that there are families that refuse to take a break. They have made careers out of government, and they don't care about the Constitution. The very Constitution, most of them, or all of them, have to swear on when they come into positions. I swear to follow the Constitution. But the first thing I'm doing is my wife is the congresswoman, my son is the governor, my daughter is so-and-so, and so-and-so. It's a whole family affair. Now, in the Constitution, in Article 2, Section 26, it's very clear. It says equal opportunity for public service. Now, what exactly that means, I'm not sure we know any longer, because even the COMELEC refuses to do something about it, saying that they're inutil or they have no powers, much less the Constitution or the the judiciary, who stand and watch, because it is up to the legislature to actually amend and to define the laws that goes after that sentence in Article 2, Section 26. And that statement follows, political dynasties are prohibited by law. Difficult to understand, ano? Prohibited by law ang dinastiya. Kailangan i-define ba by law? I think the definition of the law is supposed to identify what stage of consanguinity, hanggang saan dapat. The hardliners will say up to the 4th degree. Many know-it-alls in the Senate say, let's just bring it out too. Of course, many will say, bahala naman ang taong bayan. Kawawa naman ang taong bayan, ang pagpipiliin nila, puro dinastiya at oligarkiya. Did you realize we're now hitting close to 80% in this election when it comes to dynasties? These dynasties, because of what is called, they're given a characteristic, it's called insatiable appetite. Because they want to stay in power, they now replace themselves when the term limits come on with their wives, their children. And what happens is they replace each other and they play musical chairs. When a dynasty is born and a dynasty is sustaining and it's established, they have to begin to protect what they call their wealth. In protecting their wealth, they become oligarchs. The insatiable appetite just keeps going because more power, more greed, absolute power, absolute greed. So ano po nangyayari? One day, they will fight against each other because history has taught us that, be it in Asian history or even Western history. Dynasties, oligarchies will clash against each other, and who will suffer collateral damage? The people. Tayo po yun, the people. Ganun ang mangyayari. Just look at the senatorial lineups in this coming election. My gosh, this is called the family affair. Other than the family affair, what's interesting is, sino yung opposition? in a democracy, you need an opposition. You need those that will promote the administration. However popular the president is, in a thriving democracy, people need to stand up because there's no such thing as a know-it-all. Huwag po kayo makikinig sa mga bankero, mga insurance head, at kung sino-sino, at alam lahat. Hindi nyo nahalata ang politika, sabagay. Ganon din ako, no? Kung nagsasalita ako sa television, parang know-it-all na rin ako. Eh. Pero nagkakamali rin po ako. Tsaka hindi rin po ako know-it-all. I sit here in front of you week after week, not to try and tell you what I want you to think or what you should think, which is what most channels do. No, what we do here in GNN is to generate what we call critical thought. We leave the thinking and the analysis to you and the action for you to be the body politic, to be the responsible citizen. That is all left to you. But what we do is we try and ignite, to create some fire in you, to make you start thinking that what you read is not everything, and what you hear and what you see. Alam niyo po, you can't listen to everything, nor can you read everything or watch all the channels. Alam niyo po, that's what TV is telling you, and print and media basically. You have to be open-minded and listen to a lot. Nowadays, even the news is not enough. Listen to opinions. Sometimes that's where the news really is. In this program, in David and Goliath, we will feature what I call, or what we call, the Davids, because we like to think of ourselves as Davids. As you well know, I too am gunning for this election. I've thrown my hat in the ring, and I've decided to be a responsible citizen. So I will run. That's what I'm doing. I'm running for Muntinlupa as congressman. With us, we have Glenn Angeles, who's gunning for the mayorship in San Juan. Kaya ba? Isn't that Estrada country? Yes. They should change the name San Juan to Estrada Empire Inc. Diba? But then again. Okay, we also have another guest. His name is Frank Reyes. He's also gunning against some type of oligarchy, but then again, maybe we should call that the musical chairs conversions. We have Frank Reyes gunning for Mandaluyong. Gentlemen, salamat, narito kayo. I hope you didn't mind, may kahaba-habaan yung intro, you know. David and Goliath. Tayo lahat, David eh. Kasi kalaban natin lahat, nako, number 1, may pera. Number 2, matagal na dyan. Number 3, ewan ko ba, pera. So, ano kaya, binibili. How are your experience? Ikaw, Glenn, how's your experience now that you're on the road? Because you can't waste time. Eh. Kailangan makiusap ka sa mga tao. I don't think you have money that you're spending, di ba? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Zero balance ako eh.
Bakit ka tumatakbo? Unahin natin sa ganun dalawa, sa inyong dalawa. Bakit ka tumatakbo, Glenn?
Ako, although I belong to a family which were involved a long time ago, since 1916.
Wow, tagal na yan,
yeah, the first elected mayor of San Juan was my grandfather.
Oh my gosh. So it's in your blood. You were listening to
Well,
it, and the family.
Unfortunately, it's in the blood, pero I hated it. How I hated it. Kasi nakita ko na doon lumayo yung father ko sa pamilya eh. Dahil kasi nung araw, people will serve talagang wholeheartedly. They will stay on the street, talk to people. Alam mo, amazingly.
Talagang representante.
Iba, malayo. Talagang servant. Hindi, unlike today, ngayon, once in 3 years lang lalapit sa yung tao, ang politiko.
Ganun ba nangyayari na nga sa San Juan? Ganun nakita mo?
Ang sekretary na yun, parang may call center na ang politika ngayon, di ba? Dadaan ka sa call center, pagka nakalusot ka sa call center, sa sekretary niya, sa task force niya, ang dami mong dadaanan. Unless na meron kang, if you have something negotiable, di ba? Kung may negosyo kang papasok sa munisipyo, that's the only time you can communicate with
It's
them.
that bad in San Juan? Because I know, I've been with Mayor Lim many times. Si Mayor Lim, lahat kinakausap eh, hanggang yung mihingi ng pera sa kalye, pulubi, talagang kinakausap ni Mayor eh.
Well, you're talking about Mayor Lim. You're not talking about San Juan. That's way apart. Extremes naman yung pinag-usapan natin eh.
Why do you want to run, Glenn?
Well, for short, I want to run because I want the people to understand the real service of man. It's not about it's not about popularity. It's not about it's not about money. It's all about faithfulness. It's all about faithfulness to one another. It's about being isang makatao na nagsisilbi na siya yung
Gusto mo mag-serve. Why?
I've been in the service in our community for the past 24 years. I belong to Couples for Christ. Ito yung natutunan ko sa simbahan. At pagka natutunan mo ito sa simbahan, hindi mo na kayang tanggalin dahil yung banal na espiritu nasa iyo na eh. You have the heart of a servant. And
So you want to take action of the things that you preach and what you believe in.
well, kasi kung tutuusin, Harry, sa totoo lang, ang pagsisilbi sa simbahan hindi lumalayo sa pagsisilbi sa bayan. Magkaduktong yan eh. Kasi isang katawan yan. Isang katawan lang yan. Hindi mo pwede paghiwalayin.
Tama yan. Frank Reyes here is running for Mandaluyong for representative, congressman. Frank, bakit gusto mo tumakbo?
Actually, itong pagtakbo, sakripisyo. Hindi ko gusto tumakbo, no? Ngunit ako yung pinili ng grupo ng oposisyon na pangunguna ni Vice Mayor ngayon, na tumatakbong mayor na Danny De Guzman. At si Vice Mayor, para sa Vice Mayor, si Dr. Jerry Pe.
Okay.
Okay, at sa po kompleto po ang ticket namin.
Kompleto. Oh.
Wala silang congressman. Okay? Tapos tinignan ko, ito namang si Danny De Guzman ay parang very charismatic. Nagtanong-tanong ako sa paligid-ligid, sa Mandaluyong. At
Pinag-aralan mo? Oh.
may nagsasabi nga, 70% pa nga yung kanyang ang
Following.
following. Kaya saan ako nagpunta? Merong kahero ng Hypermart. Danny De Guzman, okay yun. Pagpunta ko doon sa may Star Mall, okay yun. Pagpunta ko doon sa manager ng bangko sa RCBC, kilala rin ba?
Kilala rin.
Ako hindi ako nag-aano sa politiko sa Mandaluyong.
So ba't ka pumasok? Ba't ka sumusubok ngayon sa politika? Negosyante ka naman.
Okay,
Hindi mo naman
negosyante,
kailangan.
Oo. Tinignan ko yung nakaraang 2010, wala palang kalaban yung aming congressman. Walang nangahas lumaban. Okay?
Sino ba yung congressman yung ngayon dyan? Si Boyet Plaza. Tama. Tama ba yun? Tama ba yun?
Baka pag binanggit ko, baka maboto pa kasi marami ng mga retrato sa may power of suggestion.
Nag-e-epalo na ba? Nag-e-epalo na ba?
Lahat po ng mga bahay ng mga informal settlers o doon, may mga may isang barangay doon. Inisip ko, baka talo na ako, nandun yung mga mukha niya eh.
Oo, lako. Nag-epalo na. No?
Ako nag-aral ako, major in marketing ako, nag-MBA ako.
Apo.
Yan ang may tinatawag na subliminal message eh. Kaya minsan, pag nakikita ko, nasisiraan ako ng loob eh.
Ang tawag dyan, recall.
Pero anyway, ang sinasabi ko na lang, sa mga tuwing magsasalita ako, tuwing makakakita kayo, yung siguro hindi mo na mapipigilan sa Comelec yan. Hindi mo na mapipigilan sa batas yung mga retratong yan, ano? Siguro kayo mga, marketing, ano? Pag nakakakita kayo, magdesisyon na kayo. O yung nasa retratong yan, ngayon pa lang, i-desisyon nyo na, o wag ako ma-hypnotize, ha? Kasi ako mismo, nag-aral na ako kung ano-ano, nag-negosyante na ako, yung mga nakaupo ngayon, sila binoto ko.
At binoto
For
mo
the
yan.
past 27 years.
What makes you want to change the status quo? If you're happy with them in the last 3 years.
Nakikita ko kasi yung dadalawang, ano ba tawag yan, oligarchical settlement ba tawag yan? Yung dalawang nagkakakunsya ba? Ano ba? Wala pa yatang ganyan
musical chairs ang tawag ko dyan. Sige.
Kasi oligarchy, kukunti na namumuno,
Oh,
di ba?
sila lang.
Monarchy, isa namumuno. Kung dalawa, siguro oligarchical
tama
arrangement.
yan,
Okay. Parang, teka muna, ha? Hindi sana ako lalaban, pero yung nangyari nung umalis si Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, no? Para bang eto na, ha? Pumasok si Pinoy, medyo idolo ko rin si Pinoy kasi tanda ko yun eh. Ha? Nagkadima-dimandahan na, ha? Nademanda na yung mga, ayoko na magbanggit, baka sabihin, makasira ka.
Banggitin mo.
Sino ba yun? Sino ba yung nademanda ng yung mga deal yun sa wakwak? No?
Okay.
Okay, ako, kaibigan ko lahat eh, no? May nademanda ng, ano ba yun, sabotage? Ano ba yun? Parang, mas alam niyo siguro yun.
Si Abulasyon, yun yung nagano sa whistleblower.
Whistleblower, sa wakwak yun. Yung
Sa
Medin.
wakwak, oo.
Yun po. So, magaling na yung aking kasama, yung
Pero
Danny
alam
De
mo,
Guzman.
kung ganun dyan, hindi na naging popular yun. Si Abalos ngayon, ang ratings niya bagsak na kasi in and out of incarceration
Kaya nga
siya.
70% yung aking kasama, 70%.
Ayun.
Ang sabi, gusto mo, subukan natin kung ipa-survey, no? Ang sabi ng kasama ko, which is, kung titingnan ko, ako, marketing ka, nag-aaral din ako ng mga, yung asawa ko, presidente ng marketing opinion research dati. So medyo
okay.
may alam din ako dyan. In my vague going around, no?
Yes.
Parang 100% yata eh.
But gentlemen, ito you well know your opponents, the contestants that are in this coming election, have money, influence, power. And they're already not just dynasties, as Frank puts it, oligarchs, with insatiable appetites of not letting go. We already know the Estradas will not let go of their price catch, which is called San Juan. As you well know, the oligarchs that have been playing musical chairs in the area that you are going against. Why are you doing it in spite of the odds? Glenn.
Ako, simple lang, Hari. I've had good life. Magandang naging buhay ko sapagkat I've been to a very, very fantastic marriage. I have a good father who served the town of San Juan for almost 25 years, and he became a cabinet member of Cory Aquino one time. Napakaganda ng mga kapatid ko. Siyam kami magkakapatid.
Wow, it's a big family.
It's a big family. I'm the eldest.
Okay.
Napakaganda nung nangyari sa buhay namin. And
No complaints.
no complaints. Pero pagka nakikita ko yung kapitbahay ko at saka yung mga kaibigan ko, at lalo na ngayon, I have one child. Anong kinabukasan nila sa San Juan? Na ang naging issue ko last election nung 2010, 1.47 billion, hindi ma-account ng munisipyo.
Aba, malaking pera yan, ha?
Aba, yung 200 million nga, nakukulong si Gloria. Ito pa kayang 1.4
billion.
1.4 billion, almost 1.5 billion.
But tingin mo ba naghirap ang San Juan, hindi umunlad? Baliktad?
Ang sinasabi na, they claim, dahil umuunlad daw ang San Juan. Saan? Ang tanong ko nga sa kanila nung dati, nung last election, I place it in a web, pinakalat ko yung mga papeles, and I have the COA report na hindi nila masagot. Kaya nga nakakapagtaka, sinasabi nilang umuunlad ang San Juan, saan umuunlad? Eh, puro kami utang.
So what you want to do is you want to improve through service because of your faith and because of your upbringing to provide the proper public service. You want to question the misdeeds and improve your community.
Of course, Harry. Harry, it's simple. We have 21 barangays in San Juan. Mas piliin mo na yung poorest barangay sa San Juan. Kunin mo yung chairman, kayang patakbuhin ng San Juan sa sobrang liit. Ang pinaka-ordinaryong tao sa San Juan, kayang tatakbo nga ang San Juan without the mayor. Ganun kababait ang mga mamamayan sa San Juan. Kaya, for so many years, hindi kami nare-reklamo. Walang nadidinig na reklamo sa San Juan. We were mum about the issues. Ang problema, siyempre, ang creation nga naman.
Yeah, kasi I agree with you. The problem with Filipinos sometimes is the word tolerance.
Intolerance.
Masyado mataas ang tolerance. What do you want to do in Mandaluyong? Are you not happy with Mandaluyong?
Sawang-sawa na. Actually, sawang-sawa na ako, no? Mula dun sa panahon pa ni Marcos, no? Ang sino mang tumagal sa kapangyarihan, sa una mahusay. Habang
Tama
tumatagal yan eh.
Tama yan.
Habang tumatagal,
So
lalo
tama na,
nagiging-
palitan na.
Parang yun lang eh. Sawang-sawa na ako eh. Ngayon, ako naman ay malaki naman ang aking nakikita kong tsansa ng aking mga kasama. Dahil yung aking kasama, si Mayor Danny De Guzman, very, exceptional ang kanyang public speaking.
Pero is he a good administrator? Ang mayor kasi kailangan administrator.
Siya po ay naging administrador ng ospital at accounting graduate.
Okay.
Sama. At saka nandun naman ako eh. Ako naman ay nag-aral naman ako industrial management engineer. Una nga, konsyal lang sana ako eh. Dahil nakita niya, naka-self-made ako, may negosyo ako,
Oo.
no? Nakapag-franchising. Pinakamahirap na negosyo, franchising.
Mahirap.
Mag-ano ka pa ng marketing,
Ah,
may
lahat
mga
yan.
kontrata pa yan.
Pamilya
Lahat na.
Rubit,
May pabrika ka pa. Sabay-sabay yan, no? So, babantayan ko yan. Ang aking kurso ko, yung pareho ni Robredo eh.
Okay.
Mechanical engineer sa Lasal. So, babantayan ko.
Babantayan mo.
Magtutulungan kami.
But you
oo.
can replace it. You can improve Mandaluyong should you get elected.
Ay, dapat. Oo. Talagang,
Without question.
meron kami, yung pinagmamalaki ko, yung aming ticket po, may 4 na engineer. Meron kaming sanitary engineer na board, top 10 sa board exam. May mechanical engineer, may civil engineer. Yung sa kalaban namin, wala. May iba nga, hanap buhay na lang pag...
Kayong dalawa po,
Pag-boss
umiikot
yan
na kayo, no? Kinakausap niyo na yung mga mamamayan, taong bayan, kinakausap niyo, nagpapakilala kayo. Last week, lumabas 7.2 GDP ang performance ng bayan natin. We are number 1 performing in Asia. When you go to the streets, you're talking already, ito na grassroots, you can't get lower than this. Ito na pinaka-grassroots. Kayo ba na-feel nyo na is there an improvement in life for these people? You were complaining a while ago, Glenn, you were saying, you look to your neighbor, naaawa ka. I mean, is there an improvement?
Hardy, 7.1 or 7.2 growth ng
Yes.
net natin, hardly felt yan. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi, kung let's say, merong growth, pinag-aaral ko yung anak ko ngayon, kailan ko pa mararamdaman yung kailan pa siya gagraduate? After so many years. Kung napag-aaral ko. Pero yung growth, hindi nga bumababa sa tao eh. Dahil doon pa lang sa namumuno, nasusutil na. Nakukuha na ng namumuno. So, ang sinasabi niyang 7.1 growth, yung nasa kanila pa lang, wala pa sa tao yun.
Sila nag-grow.
Sila nag-grow.
So the rich became richer,
Yes.
and the poor remained the same.
As
if
you have
not
mentioned,
poorer.
as you have mentioned from the very beginning, yung oligarko nga eh. Sino ba itong mga ito? Di ba sila? Ang masakit ngayon sa San Juan, hindi naman oligarko to eh. Ngayon lang naging oligarko to.
But this is a carryover of the same family.
Yeah.
In
Pero-
fact, isn't that the city where you have a problem wherein he changed his name to Estrada? Si Ejercito.
alam mo kung bakit siya nagpalit ng Estrada?
Bakit?
Siguro, hindi nakikita niya na hindi talaga effective yung pangalan niya. And somewhere along the way, you can change sources along in the middle of the street, di ba? Para magpalit ka, ibig sabihin, something's wrong. Para magpalit ka ng apelyido.
So you're taking it the other way around. Kasi
Di ba?
alam niya, matatalo.
Oo, alam niya
Hindi maganda yung brand.
Hindi kasi anywhere he goes, nagkakaproblema siya sa mahihirap eh. Kasi ang battle cry nila para sa mahirap siya eh.
Glenn, paano nakapasok si Miss Gomez dyan, Gia Gomez? Di ba Estrada country yan? She's known to be the partner of ERAP, President ERAP.
Okay.
With their son, di ba? Their love
Yeah.
child, which is JB Ejercito.
JB, parang pare-pareho
JB,
lang yan.
oh,
Oh.
And then he performed in Congress.
Yeah.
And then ngayon, pinalitan niya pangalan niya. Ang lumalabas, parang nag-aaway pa. Ayaw siya ni Jinggoy, the other brother, di ba? Half-brother, no? Tama?
Who will want it?
Ah.
Sino ang makakagusto na kunin ng isang tao na hindi mo nakakasundo tapos kukunin ang pangalan mo at sasamahan ka pa doon sa inuupuan mo ngayon sa Senado? Di ba? Kung ikaw na nga mismo, nagkukumahog ka na doon sa taas tapos sasamahan ka pa ng isang magpapabigat sa'yo, di ba?
Tama yun.
For me, it's not fair because may problema siya sa San Juan nung iniwan niya eh. He can't explain the 1.5 I was telling you about.
It was
the-
in his term. Until now, unliquidated pa rin.
It was in his term. Nineglect niya yon. Tapos they were mum about it, inignore nila.
Why did they win?
Siyempre, yung 1.5 billion, sa tingin mo na lang, 1/8 na lang nun ang pakawalan mo doon. Di ba?
Andar ka na.
We're just talking of a year. We're not,
Not 3 years,
It
yeah.
was my issue, it was my COA report issue of 2008. Wala pa yung 2001 doon.
My gosh.
My gosh, talagang my gosh. Ang tao, siyempre, pagka nakikita kang ganun ka kayaman at hindi ka lang mayaman, super ka pa, iba ang tingin sa'yo. Di ba? Nagkakamali na nga because of media consciousness, ang mayaman ngayon, Diyos na.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to have to take a break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the bottom of the hour, and we're going to take a short break. But right before we do, a short commentary. Yes, tolerance. This is a virtue the Filipinos have to let go of. It's not a virtue. It's not a virtue. It's wrong. It's a demon on your back. Because when you tolerate all these abuses around you, what happens is you become subjugated. Now, as far as the rich, wow! What we should do is, buka dyan! Huwag mo papalitan ng channel. Manood ka sa akin, miski pangit ang show ko. Yan. Manonood ka ba? Are you going to be tolerable simply because I have money? Is that what you have been reduced to? A nobody? And the people that walk around with bodyguards, assistants, left and right, new cars, wang-wang. Ah, hindi na pala pwede wang-wang. Pero yung ilaw, tuloy pa rin. Ganun pa rin yung mga ilaw, tsaka pa ganun pa rin sa kalye. Pero wala rin wang-wang, ngayong ano na, risko dyan, risko dyan. Sinisigawan ka na lang pag dumatabi ka. Wow, what's happened to us? We have become tolerant. This is the problem. We become inutil because we become tolerant. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us when we come back. We're going to tackle the issues of why dynasties have to fall. Number 2, can they actually fall? Number 3, can David actually make it as biblical as it is written? He made Goliath fall. Is it time Goliath falls finally? Well, I guess you will be the one who will actually be saying that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.